Today we're going to do a quick video about replacing the cabin air filter in the Nissan Xterra. Now, this is a very commonly overlooked maintenance item, mostly because you don't really notice a huge difference, and over time, you might get a weird smell in your truck or when you run the vents, and no one really thinks anything of it. But it's the cabin air filter usually is what the issue is with that type of thing. So we're going to replace ours. I just went with, it was a TYC brand. I just got it off of Amazon or eBay, one of an online retailers. And in the Xterra, it's actually really nice because it's just behind the glove box. You just open it up, push the glove box out, get behind there, pull the filters out, put them back in, and that's it. It's very simple. So without further ado, let's just get it done. All right, so your glove box, just go ahead and open it up. Make sure it's empty because what you're going to do is actually flip it further down. You don't want to pour anything out, but push on each side of the glove box, push inward, and there's basically just a little peg that hits a piece of plastic that stops it from coming all the way out. Basically, we're just going to push them in until they're past that point, and you can just let this hang. There's a little string here that holds it tight. You can either do that or pull that out, and it should kind of flip up. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's not really going to get in your way. So what we're looking for is this box back here. All right. Now in there's just a little tab on the top of that plastic piece, and that flips down. So let's go ahead and get that open here. All right. So I dropped it, but here it is right here. Now, in your truck, you'll probably have a screw in this hole, and it goes right above where the filter hole is, the access port. You'll want to remove that first. For me, I didn't have it. It's just wasn't in here. So no big deal, but it still snaps into place. But if you have it, you'll have to remove that first. Once these filters are out, all right, so really all you'll have to do is you have two filters, okay? One is really easy to pull out. It's just got that, it's right in the center of the access port. And then there's one a little off to the right that we'll probably have to slide out, right? Slide left and then out. So just kind of reach in and grab one of the filters, okay? Perfect. And wow, okay. Well, this would be why the cabin of my truck smells terrible all the time. So we'll pull that one out. And in fact, I should really get a vacuum in here before I put my new filters in. But let's just keep going here. Slide that out to the left and then pull it out. And same story over here. We got a lot of disgustingness going on. So I am going to, at this point, we obviously need to get a vacuum in there, because what's going to happen is a lot of this garbage just fell down into possibly the blower. I don't know where the blower is, but into the blower, and it's going to come out my vents when I turn it on. So I'm going to go get a vacuum, get as much of this out as I can just by, jamming a hose in there, and then we will put the new filters in. Okay, so I went ahead and vacuumed this hole out as much as I could. I got a little bit out, but the rest, what I did is I just went ahead and ran the fans. I got out of the car, turned the fans on high while there was no filters in it, and then just kind of let it pump out a little bit of that debris that was getting in there. So really not the end of the world for that. It's just it was just a little bit of dust, nothing major. But I'm going to get my new filters out and put them in here. Now, some filters will have a little arrow put on. Here you go. So you'll see here it says airflow this way, okay? Now, what you're going to do is put them in so the airflow is pointing down, okay? So the airflow is starting from the top and going down towards the bottom. Really just reinstalling them is simple. You just put them back in the slot. Now the first one that you put back in needs to go back over to the right, right? Because that's where the second one came out. So get that in there, and it looks like it's a little crooked. So I'm just gonna get my long screwdriver in here, kind of guide it into place. There we go. That one's good. Then make sure the airflow indicator is up again, and get your second one in there. Okay. So far so good, and all right, looks good. So this is how it should be looking when you're done. You should be able to see both filters, just a little bit of the one on the right and the full one on the left, and make sure they're both seated. They don't look bent. They don't look like they've been warped at all, because if you jam them in and they bend in the center, obviously you're going to have a gap where air gets through without filtration. So once they're back in, putting this back in, putting the cover back on is actually very simple. You just have two little tabs where you slide into, and then it snaps on. And again, if you did have a screw, this is where you'd be putting it back in. So I'm just going to line this up on those tabs. All right, pretty straightforward. And then push. There you go. So you heard that snap. That's what you want to hear. It looks like it's back in place, and then obviously if you can put that screw back in and everything sits flush, then your cover is exactly where it should be. Now, as far as the glove box, that's really simple as well. So for me, I popped off this black string here that holds it in place. We're just going to put that back on. There you go. So that's back in place. That's our tensioner. And then you just push in the sides, basically the exact opposite, until it snaps, and then you're done. That's really it. So that's all you need to do, honestly. Just make sure you do this at least once a year. As you can see, and mine was actually a perfect example, people always ignore this. They don't do it, and you just have really poor air quality in your car. So once you get all the garbage out and get new ones in, if you have any weird smells coming out of your vents, that's probably what it is. And so I look forward to some nice fresh air in my truck for forever, because I'm going to keep replacing them. As usual, any comments, questions, suggestions, concerns, certainly put them in the comments below, and thanks for watching.